Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? Long time no see. Sorry about that. I had a little bit of trouble with COVID. Anyway, I'm back. I haven't left you. And we need to look at some matchday results, don't we? And sorry to keep you waiting, but let's get started. As you know, these videos usually get quite long, so this is an ASMR video talking about football or soccer results, and we're going to look at quite a few leagues. Massive apology in advance if I skip yours, but I'm trying to keep the length of the video down. I'm going to focus on the major European leagues, starting with the Premier League. We'll also look at the Championship. I'll try my best to just pop our heads around League 1 and 2. Then we'll look at the Bundesliga, Serie A, La Liga España, Russian, Polish, French, Dutch, Turkish, Scottish, Belgian, Portuguese, and we'll see where we get from there, okay? Okay, so let's get started. Oops, no. Premier League. So the Premier League leaders, unsurprisingly, are Man City, but Liverpool have started so well under Arne Slot. So impressed by them. Obviously, Brighton are doing a fantastic job as well at the minute. Arsenal have started pretty well as two. Newcastle, also, I think, judging on how poor their transfer window was, they've started brilliantly. Brentford, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Nottingham and Tottenham are a bit of a mixed bag at the minute, as are Chelsea, although they've had quite tough fixtures. Well, have they? I don't know. Well, it's up for you to debate, I suppose. But at least they gave Jackson a 9-year contract. What's that about? Fulham, West Ham, Man United down in 14th. They've had an absolutely stinking start to the season. There's a small part of me that thought that Ten Hag might get the sack on the weekend. Although, you know, people are saying that he'll have at least until Christmas, but I just, not if they play like that for much longer. Leicester, Crystal Palace, Ipswich, Wolves, Southampton and Everton, who... Is this the year that they're going to go down with the Premier League? It might be, to be honest. Okay, so fixtures. We've had quite a few so far. Let's look at them. Man United narrowly beat Fulham. I thought Fulham were very brave in that opening match. I watched it. Probably, I wouldn't have been upset if they'd got a result. I'm not, as a Welshman, I'm not liking the use of Harry Wilson at the minute. I don't think they're using him enough. He's one of our best players. I suppose you could argue that he is our very best player. Because actually, in terms of the national team, he does better than Brennan Johnson. So yeah, I'm not liking that. But Man United narrowly beat them with Zirkzee 87th. Lovely finish, obviously. And I watched Zirkzee quite a lot last season because of watching so many Serie A matches for Bologna. Ipswich welcomed to the Premier League by Liverpool. Salah having a really good start to the season. Jota being played up front, doing quite well in it as well. Liverpool are, for me, probably at this 3 matches in, obviously, probably, I would say, have the best chance of catching Man City. I'd love Arsenal to do it personally, but I think Liverpool have probably got such a good manager and a ready-made squad already, and the experience of winning it a couple of times over the last few years, and I think Arsenal don't have that. They don't have like a winning mentality yet. Arsenal, however, did win 2-0, Havertz and Saka. Everton lost heavily at home to Brighton, 10 men. Mitoma, Welbeck and Adingra. I love Adingra, he's so fast. narrow win. I thought Southampton were quite plucky. Shaw Linton strutting his stuff as usual. Very good player, isn't he? Literally play anywhere. Forest and Bournemouth. Draw. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Aston Villa did quite well to win away at West Ham. So that's quite a good start for them. Then Brentford beat Crystal Palace. 2 equal teams, I think. Obviously no Ivan Toney at that point in time, and definitely not now. I cannot understand why he's gone to Saudi Arabia. The money it can't be all about money, surely. I'm really shocked. And I watched this match, and there were parts in the match that I thought Chelsea could have got a draw out of this game, and and I just thought that on another day they actually could have got a result. Man City did look really good in patches, but I don't know. I thought Chelsea looked quite impressive when they got their act together. You know, I think there's hope. Cucurella, can't remember. Did he have a really good game or did he have a really bad game in this one? I can't remember. I think he had a bad start and then got into the game, or vice versa. Maybe he had a really good start and then they switched wingers. I can't remember which one around it was. Yeah, we're not seeing enough from Fernandes is the general spiel in the newspapers, isn't it? And I just don't rate Jackson. So the fact he's got a 9-year contract extension is just bizarre. Okay. And then Spurs, Leicester, Vardy scoring in the Premier League yet again. I thought Spurs did enough to win this match. I think the stats, look at that, 70%, 15 shots to 7, but you know, Leicester are a counter-attacking team under Cooper. And even when they get results, that's what the stats are going to say. So on one hand you could say, oh, we should have won by loads, and on the other hand you're like, well, Leicester are letting you do that so that they can have the space on the counter-attack to do what they did. So I suppose it's two ways of looking at it. Then Brighton beat Man United, who again, like I say, were lucky to win in the first game in the first place. 95th minute goal, so they nearly got a draw there, but Brighton starting really brightly. Do you get it? Brighton starting brightly. Crystal Palace last season I said would go down, and they haven't sold too many of their really good players. They've still got Eze, for example, but maybe they'll be a little closer to the drops on this year. I'm hoping West Ham will have a good season, because the potential of that club with the fan base and the stadium is just huge. Fulham got a better result, deservedly so, in the next match they played. Fulham 2-1 against Leicester. Man City just brushed Ipswich aside, unfortunately for them. Haaland, one of his hat-tricks this season. Nottingham Forest narrowly beat Southampton, so Southampton are keeping it really close in the matches that they are playing. Really good result for Forest, actually. Everton just look so out of it. They just don't look like they should be at this level the second. I wonder if Dyche will be given the time to turn it around, because he's not been given the transfers. 4-0, 2 for Son, and I think, Johnson played up front. He didn't do that well, but it allowed Son to play on the left, and now that Solanke's out for he's out for a while, isn't he? One game in. And then a big match at this part of the season, and Arsenal passed the test 2-0 away to Aston Villa, who I think, did Aston Villa beat them? I think Aston Villa beat them last year, so that's a good result for Arsenal. Unbeaten Newcastle managed to get a draw away to Bournemouth. They'll be quite pleased about that. Chelsea managed to show a bit more of that potential. So 6-2, hat-trick for Madueke, another goal for Palmer, and a welcome back goal for Felix. And then Liverpool beating Brentford 2-0, no shock there. Salah again with a goal. And then on Saturday, Brighton, like I said, looking really plucky. And they might do what they did 2 years ago and sneak into the European spots with this rate. It's very early, obviously, but if this continues, it's not an easy place to get a result. So well done to them. Everton narrowly lost this time, 94th minute goal, Sinisterra, for Bournemouth to win. And then Ipswich Fulham 1-all. Delap and Traore with the goals. Leicester lost narrowly at home to Aston Villa, who, are going to have an interesting season. Can they cope with 2 major competitions with their squad? Especially now the Champions League got 8 teams in it. Forest getting another decent result, just keep getting the little points here and there. I predicted they'd be mid-table last season and they weren't. Maybe this is their year, because they seem to be really positive and they're getting results regularly. Oops, nearly played that. And then, again, Haaland hat-trick, but there were points in the match. I'm not saying West Ham would beat Man City, but I'm saying that it was, it was 1-all at points, and then it was 2-1, and West Ham had chances, few, but I think the stats would suggest that it was a hammering. 23 shots to 10. Oh, hammering to get it. I did another one. But actually I thought West Ham, again, could have snuck a result. But that's why Man City wins the Premier League so often, because they don't let that happen. Whereas teams like Arsenal, I fear, in that position, would be complacent and let in a goal. Man City just don't seem to do that. They don't necessarily blow everyone away. But when they do win, they just don't make those mistakes, which is a massive difference maker, isn't it? I would go so far as to say this is a disappointing result for Chelsea against a Crystal Palace that have started really poorly. Eze, obviously, I have a lot of time for. Really shocked they managed to keep him. If I were in a Premier League club in the top sort of 10, I would be trying to buy him. I can only imagine he's quite expensive, because buying English players in the Premier League is very expensive. Then this game, it could have gone either way. I thought Tottenham were good. To be honest, I think the commentators actually suggested that Tottenham deserved to win. Let's just see the stats. Yeah, 66, 20 goals, 20 shots to 9. I thought Spurs were wasteful again. It's the way they are at the moment. They just don't seem to have that killer instinct. They play such lovely football. It's great to watch that match. What an advert for the Premier League. It was just fantastic, end to end. It was like a knockout match in the World Cup, between 2 really equal teams. Yeah, it was like totally end to end, chances upon chances. Such a good watch. Tottenham deserved more out of it though, but well done to Newcastle. And then obviously the result of the weekend, 3-0, Salah with another goal and an assist, 2 for Diaz. And I thought there were points where I thought it was going to be like 5 or 6-0. And what is going on with Rashford? He looks... Oh God, he just... I would have sold him in the summer. I like him a lot, incidentally. But I think I would have sold him in the summer because he needs a change now. He's not out of form, he's just gone. I'm not saying he can never get it back, but like people like Welbeck, they need to go somewhere else and try to get their confidence back. I think he's in that position. There were points where the crowd were like, not booing, but he got the ball and he just passed it back. He didn't try to take on his opponent or anything. And like the Old Trafford crowd like groaned. They audibly groaned. And in response, the next time he got the ball, he took on his man, crossed it, and they nearly scored. So he's got, I don't know, like he needs to challenge himself, like he needs to run at defenders, he needs to... It's confidence, isn't it? Confidence is a terrible thing. Like you can be as good as you want to be, but without confidence, there's no point. Okay, that's the Premier League. I'm not going to do that for all of the leagues. I'll just do the last couple of results, but yeah, I thought I would do a bit more in depth for the Premier League. Sunderland, cracking start from them. They are top. I didn't see that coming. I was thinking more Leeds would be top, but they are fourth. West Brom, brilliant. My team, Swansea, played them on the weekend, and to keep it to 1-0 away from home, I was actually really proud of the Swans, because I think West Brom are always going to be in these positions, you know. Watford, good start. Blackburn, good start. Burnley, good start. Middlesbrough, good start. Oxford, fantastic, like amazing. Well done to them. Derby, and you know, I'm really shocked. Swansea, I've actually been quite pleased. 4 points from 4 games for us. We've had to change a lot of our squad, and yeah, I can see a plan. I can really see a plan. We got knocked out in the cup by Wickham, who were a league below us, because they just got promoted. And okay, we lacked conviction, and we didn't have a shot on target for the whole match. But we started a couple of the new guys and got them some minutes. And actually, I don't care that much about the Carabao Cup. I'd rather just try and get promoted in this league, to be honest. So yeah, I can see stuff's coming together. I'm really shocked about Cardiff, though. Just with their squad, I don't think they should be anywhere near the bottom. And arguably Luton as well. Fixtures, the last couple. Let's have a look at them. Friday, Luton lost at home to QPR, who've started well this year. Then Burnley, Blackburn, the big derby up there, 1-1. Middlesbrough, who have already beaten the Swans this season already, beat Cardiff 2-0 in the capital. And Norwich beat Coventry away 1-0. Derby beat Bristol 3-0. And then Leeds beat Hull 2-0, Joseph and Pirouet. Millwall beat Sheffield Wednesday 3-0. Oxford beat Preston 3-1. Harris, how do you say that name? Goodram and Lee. Did the Welshman get a game for you? Harris, yeah, look, man of the match. He's in the Welsh squad as well. I'd like to see him play. He's doing so well. Another goal for him. I don't think Cardiff should have let him go. Next, Stoke winning away to Plymouth. Sunderland beating Portsmouth 3-1. Swanson, Brownie and Mundell. And then, like I said, West Brom beating Swansea. Malumbi with a goal. Stats were, you know, we came a lot better in the second half. The first half, it was just, we didn't have a shot on target, shot on goal, I don't think, until about the 45th minute. But then we won the possession match in the second half, and no, we didn't deserve much out of it, but actually, I think there were periods last year that West Brom would have beaten us 3-2, 3-0. So the fact that we're staying in it, and then, you know, all you need is a corner, a penalty, a free kick at the end, and you can grab a goal, and then you've got a goal out of nothing. So that's the way, you know, I'd like to see that performance away from home against these top teams. That's encouraging for me, even though we lost. And then Sheffield United beating Watford 1-0 with an own goal. Quick check-in on League One. Stockport County, Wrexham and Birmingham, who have the highest transfer fee for a League One team in the history of the league, at 10 million. So people talk about Wrexham, but actually Birmingham are the one with the money. So they are the top, and down the bottom we've got Wigan, Blackpool, Cambridge and Leyton Orient. And then League 2, Gillingham are leading. Nice to see Newport quite high up there as well as a Welshman. Walsall and Barrow up there as well, and down the bottom Swindon and Morecambe. Okay, let's pop abroad then. Heidenheim are the surprise leaders in the Bundesliga after just 2 matches. Bayern München is second, Leipzig in third and Dortmund in fourth. yes, that means the Leverkusen are not there because they've lost. I watched the opening match of the season. I watched Leverkusen narrowly beat Mönchengladbach. Mönchengladbach were decent, I have to say. And Florian Wirtz scoring with an 11 minutes into injury time goal. Was that 101? That has to be one of the latest goals in Bundesliga history. But that sort of epitomised what they did last season, but then they couldn't replicate it. So let's look at this week's results. So we've got Union Berlin beating St. Pauli 1-0 with a goal from Hollerbach. Mönchengladbach got their win. Hope they do a lot better this season than they did last season. 2-0 away to Bochum with Kleindienst and Honorat. Frankfurt beat Hoffenheim 3-1. Ekitike, Larsson and Mamouche. And then Wolfsburg won away to Holstein Kiel, one of the new boys. Arnold and Bornau with the goals. Stuttgart and Mainz 3-all. Looks like a hell of a match. 94th minute equaliser for Mainz. Werder Bremen and Dortmund 0-0. And then Leipzig put an end at home. Away from home in Leverkusen. Frimpong and Grimaldo. And then Campbell and 2 from Openda for Leipzig. Openda being the man of the match. It's the first time they've lost in over a year, I think, isn't it? And then the surprise package, Heidenheim beating Augsburg 4-0. Vanna, Scienza, Beck and Bräunig. They're in Europe this year, remember, because they did so well last year. And then Bayern beating Freiburg 2-0. Kane penalty, of course. And Müller. Let's go to Serie A. So we've got there are only 3 matches in so far, but Inter, Juve, Torino and Udinese, surprisingly those 2, on 7 points at the top. No one has won 3 matches out of 3. Juve started quite well under the new manager Thiago Motta. Inter. Can anyone stop them this season? Maybe Juve can. Hellas Verona are doing really, really well. And Napoli, Verona beat Napoli the other week quite heavily, but they started to win after the first game. Surprise. Empoli have started a lot better. They are unbeaten. Lazio is in 8th. Fiorentina with 3 draws in 11th. Atalanta with 2 losses, surprisingly, is in 12th. AC Milan still haven't won a match in 14th. And my Roma in 17th, not having won a match yet, but 2 draws, one of which away to Juventus this weekend, and I was really pleased about the result. I thought we defended so much better than we had in the previous 2 games. And then Bologna, really surprising us, obviously they're in the Champions League this year, started really poorly with a new manager and all their best players being picked off. So, and Como, the new boys, and the management of Fabregas, I think, in 20th, along with Venezia in 19th, who are also new. I'm going to talk very briefly about Roma because someone asked me in the comment section. I'm really pleased with the signings, but I'm not sure why we're not playing to Dovbek's strengths. So we've bought Dovbek. He won the Pichichi in La Liga last season. We'll take a look at La Liga in a second. So he outscored everyone, like Vinicius, Lewandowski, everyone in that division. And how? Because Girona played with wide players and crossed it into him, and he either headed it in or they crossed to his feet and he walloped it in. And we have, I think in the last match we did about 2 crosses in 90 minutes, and he looks so upset. Can you imagine if you have that much ability that you outscore everyone in for a club that, you know, loads of people haven't even heard of, who at one point So they made the Champions League. At one point they were title contenders, they were first. And they went to Real Madrid, and Real Madrid beat them to go top instead of Girona. So go from that to go to Rome, a massive club, and people are either passing it to your feet outside the box. What's he going to do out there? He's not Lukaku. Or they just get on the wing, he makes a run into the box, to the back post or wherever, away from his marker, and then they pass it backwards to the fullback and they don't cross it in. It's like, what are you doing? Just as soon as you get it on the wing, cross it in the box. What are you doing? He's amazing. So I just don't understand why De Rossi hasn't figured that out yet. Okay, let's go to La Liga. So, unsurprisingly, Barcelona are top. Well, I suppose, unsurprisingly I say, but Real Madrid have had a slightly slow start. Mbappe even slower, but he did get a goal. Or was it two? Yeah, two in his last match, but he'd looked a bit sluggish up to that point. So, the usual suspects, Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid in second and third. Villarreal, surprisingly, in fourth. Girona in fifth, even though they lost a lot of their really good players. And who else of note? Celta Vigo in eighth. Athletic Club, 2 losses so far in 12th, but I think they've had a couple of tricky matches. Atletico Madrid, Barcelona. They beat Valencia at bottom. They drew with Getafe, which is a shame. Real Sociedad, another team that I think personally will get in the Champions League spots this year, 13th. Espanyol, nice to see them back. Real Betis in 17th, Sevilla in 19th, and Valencia in 20th. Wow, can you imagine if either, let alone both, of those massive teams were to go down? But it's horrible to say that Valencia still have problems. Let's look at some of the fixtures. Okay, so Saturday, Barcelona beat Valladolid 7-0. Hat-trick from Rafinha, who they talk about selling all the time, but I think he's one of their better players. Athletic Club lost at home to Atletico Madrid. Correa with a 92nd minute goal. It's a shame. Espanyol beating Rayo Vallecano. I'm so chuffed. Rayo Vallecano have got... did he play? Rodriguez. James Rodriguez. No, he didn't play. Was he on the bench? No. I'm pretty sure he signed for Rayo Vallecano. And it's good to see him back. He's such a class player. Leganés lost home to Mallorca. Then Valencia Villarreal draw, Duro and Pérez. Depor Alavés beating Las Palmas 2-0, Vicente Martínez. Osasuna beating Celta Vigo 3-2, Boyomo, Domínguez and Bretones with the goals. Getafe drawing with Real Sociedad 0-0. Girona beating Sevilla away 2-0, Martín and Ruiz. And Real Madrid beating Real Betis 2-0, 2 goals from Mbappe at last, his first of the season. Not his first for Real Madrid officially though, because he scored in the Super Cup, was it? Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's drop in on the other leagues then, briefly. The Russian Premier League is well underway, 7 matches in, Zenit unsurprisingly top, Krasnodar, Lokomotiv and my Spartak in 4th. Down the bottom, Khimki, Akron, Akhmat and Fakel. The Ekstraklasa, Lech Poznań after 7 matches are top, Lega Warszawa in 2nd and Piast Gliwice in 3rd. Down the bottom, Lechia Gdansk, Śląsk Wrocław. I'm very shocked at that. They came 2nd last year. Stal Mielec in bottom. Ligue 1. Paris Saint-Germain obviously after 3 matches are top. Marseille making a much better. They couldn't do as bad as last year, could they? They're in second, Nantes in third, Lens in fourth. Monaco and Lille make up the top 6. Strasbourg, Nice is in 8th, Strasbourg in 9th. Le Havre doing really well, up in 7th. Rennes, who I always think should be really in European spots, in 11th. And Lyon, who ended last season brilliantly, haven't got the same energy this season, but hopefully they'll pick up. Saint-Etienne down the bottom, Angers and Montpellier with them. Let's have a look at the results quickly. Friday. Lyon beating Strasbourg 4-3. 2 goals from Orban, but Maitland-Niles, do you remember from Arsenal, scored as well. Brest beat Saint-Etienne 4-0. Montpellier lost at home 3-1 to Nantes. Marseille won away at Toulouse 3-1. 2 for Greenwood, formerly of Man United. Then we've got Monaco-Lens 1-1. Zakaria and Frankowski. Looks like a fun end to that match. Nice beating Angers 4-1. 2 goals for Guesson. Le Havre beating Auxerre 3-1. 98th minute penalty from Touré. Reims beating Rennes. Ito and Diakate cancelling out Østegård's goal. And then Paris Saint-Germain winning away at Lille. Zegrova, very good player. Looks like he's staying with them this year, not being sold. Paris Saint-Germain's Vitinha, Barcola and Mouani, because they've got problems up the front, don't they? They're playing Asensio because they've got a long-term injury to Ramos. He's going to be out until early November. But they refused to sign anyone new. Luis Enrique seemed quite calm about it, actually. Okay, Eredivisie. Eindhoven is top, 4 wins out of 4. Alkmaar 2nd, Utrecht 3rd. Groningen 4th, my goodness. Fortuna Sittard 5th. Nijmegen in 6th. Sparta in 7th and Feyenoord in 8th. West Ajax down in 12th. Oh, they've only played 2 games. I think it's because they're qualifying for the Conference League. So they've only lost 1 match, actually. Let's have a quick look at results. Friday, Waalwijk lost at home to Alkmaar 3-0. Almere managed to draw with Groningen 1-1 on Saturday. Nijmegen won away to Fortuna Sittard 3-0. Heerenveen beat Breda 4-0. Willem II lost at home to Sparta Rotterdam 2-1. Then Utrecht beat FC Twente. 2 goals, Toornstra and Bosdogan. Zwolle beat Heracles 3-0. PSV beat Go Ahead 3-0 till Lozano's back at the club and Veerman. And that was it, so Ajax didn't even play by the looks of it. Yeah, okay. Over to Turkey, where Eyüpspor is, so what's this? Maybe if you're a Turkish subscriber you can let me know what's the story with them, because they're a new team. They've got some good players that I recognise, and there was a rumour that they were trying to sign someone really big. And I was like, I've never even heard of them. Have they been bought up by a millionaire or something? What's the story with them? Someone let me know. So Fenerbahce, Fener are top. Galatasaray Çimbombon in 2nd. Beşiktaş in 3rd. And there's Eyüpspor in 4th. Başakşehir in 5th. Then we've got Konyaspor in 9th, Sivasspor in 10th, and Antalyaspor in 11th. I'm currently doing a Football Manager playthrough as Antalyaspor, and I'm really enjoying it. Trab down in 15th, Alanyaspor in 16th, Kayserispor in 17th. Bad starts from such big teams. Başakşehir beat Antalyaspor 5-2, that's a shame. 2 goals for Larsson, but Figueiredo, Turic and 3 for Piontek. the Polish international. Nice to see him scoring again, he deserves goals. Besiktas beat Sivasspor 2-0. Immobile, who's come from Lazio, and Fernandes. And Eyüpspor managed to draw with Trap. Galatasaray beat Demirspor away 5-1. Goals from Atakolu, Güler, Yilmaz, Mertens and Bardakci. But they obviously will be gutted because they didn't make it into the Champions League this year. So we don't have any Champions League teams from Turkey this year, unfortunately, which I'm really upset about because Gala was such good entertainment last year. And Fener beat Alanyaspor 3-0. 2 goals from Tadic and 1 from Dzeko. So if you are Southampton, Manchester City fans, you remember those players. Bosnian and Serbian players. Okay, obviously there's a big match on the weekend. Celtic against Rangers, and Celtic won 3-0. Take a look at that in a second, but they've obviously got 4-4. Aberdeen 4-4 as well, well done. Dundee, then Rangers, and down the bottom, Killie. At the moment, Hearts starting really poorly as well. They didn't make it into the Europa League either. Did they make it into the Conference League? Yeah, they did. So, I'll do a video on the Conference League and Champions League and Europa League very soon. And yeah, so 3-0 between Celtic and Rangers. I'm obviously gutted because Rabbi Matondo got injured, so he's pulled out of the Wales squad. Maeda, Furuhashi, McGregor with the goals. I turned it over to the Tottenham-Newcastle match in the second half, but the first half was really entertaining. I thought Rangers had chances, but the commentators were suggesting that it was a complete whitewash, which don't get me wrong, I understand, but look, 52% to 48%, 14 shots to 13 shots. I think Celtic just are the finished article, and they can score, they can put it away. I think Rangers were wasteful. Rabbi Matondo missed an open goal at one point. Yeah, I think that was the difference between the two teams. I thought Rangers weren't that bad, but Celtic are just fantastic. I really hope they have a better year in Europe this year. And on to Belgium. What on earth? Who are Dender? And why are they top of the league? Crazy. Anderlecht in second, Bruges in third, Westerlo in fourth, Genk in fifth and Leuven in sixth. And the Cercle Bruges are in Europe this year in 14th. Let's look at some standout matches. Club Bruges beating Cercle Bruges in the derby 3-0. Michele, Zolis and Olsen with the goals. And Gent Royal Antwerp 1-all, Coombs and Sherry. Union Saint-Gilloise could only draw with Anderlecht 0-0. And Genk beat Westerlo 1-0 with a goal from Sattelberger. Okay, Liga Portugal. Sporting are top, Porto second. Famalicão are third and Santa Clara are fourth. Where are Benfica down in seventh? Wow. Boavista down in 11th. Any big matches to report? Sporting beating Porto on the weekend 2-0. Gyökeres, who didn't get snapped up by someone quite surprisingly, stayed at Sporting with a penalty, and Catamo with a 93rd minute goal too. Benfica could only draw away to Moreirense with a 97th minute equaliser. Wow. Okay, so let's just have a quick look. Who's top of the Malmö, top of the Allsvenskan? Coming to the end. Superligan, Midtjylland, who didn't qualify for the Champions League, are first. It's a shame for Danish football not to have someone in the Champions League. Greece, Olympiacos are top, PAOK are second. It's only after 3 matches. Czechia, Sparta Prague obviously top, Slavia Prague second, Victoria Pilsen third, so the usual status quo there. Then Greece, oh no, we've done Greece. Switzerland, Servette at top. They nearly did a number on Chelsea to get into the, was it the Conference League? Zurich are second and Luzern are third. Bâle are having a good year. Young Boys, bottom. Wow, really? Didn't they just qualify for the Champions League as well? Did they get in? Yeah, they did. Oh, they beat Gala. Of course. Wow, and they're bottom. That's crazy. And Norway, Bøder Glimt, who did well in Europe, did they? I can't remember the result though, did they? They got into the Europa League. They missed out on the Champions League through Red Star Belgrade. Northern Ireland have their first team in the European competition, I believe. And well done to them. Islam, oh, they've only played one because that's right, they suspended all their league matches so that they can concentrate on qualifying for Europe, which I thought was fantastic. Gonna have a bit of a fixture pile up though. And similarly, well, Ireland already have had someone in Europe, Shelbourne at top. And Wales have finally got someone in a European competition. I can't wait to talk about it. TNS, who similarly haven't been able to play any matches, have qualified for the Conference League. I'm so proud. I'm actually like tinkering with the idea, even though I don't support them, of going to their away match because they're against Fiorentina, so I really fancy a nice holiday weekend, or not weekend, midweek trip to Florence in the autumn. That would be nice, wouldn't it? I might just I like their top, I might buy it, just turn up, there'll be like 25 of us, just, go to the pub with them, and then have a nice night out in Florence. I don't think I will. Okay, I'll stop there, because I need to do this next video on the Champions League now, talking about it, and I'll speak to you all really soon. Thank you so much for waiting for me to post again. Sorry about the long wait, I couldn't help it, and I'm back and hopefully ready for a very busy year of football videos. Take care everyone, don't forget to press like and subscribe. Bye.